problems. And we're also going to do a February prediction reading for Valentine's and the rest of February for everybody. If you want to see more of these kind of readings, head over to Patreon. There are numerous videos posted up, all for the low price of $5.99 a month. So, Harry and Meghan are trying to intuitively make decisions, the High Priestess, and they feel like, you know, they've been betrayed in the past and stuck by others, Five of Swords, and they feel like it's time to bring about temperance. They were going to have to use some caution in proceeding forward. And this is because they feel like they did speak their truth for a while in the past, and they feel like after cutting through the BS and speaking their truth, they are very worried about how people perceive them now, especially Meghan, because I'm getting the Strength card. Again, when I do readings, it's not what I think. I'm reading what they think. So people who get all up in arms like, oh, why are you kissing Harry and Meghan's butt? Oh, they must have paid her. I'm not saying what I think. Of course, they're not going to think negative things about themselves. If your hate is blinding you so much that you can't see that sometimes I'm reading from their perspective, sometimes I'm reading from William's perspective, and you only believe the ones from like William's perspective, for instance, that are angry, then you're not seeing, I'm reading from Harry and Meghan's perspective. So it's going to be more positive. Three of Pentacles, they want to be acknowledged, or Meghan wants acknowledgement. Strength card, Three of Pentacles. And she's worried she doesn't get it. So, you know, it's more of the same, like, oh, maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do that. What's going to make us have good graces in the family? We need to tread lightly because we said a bunch of shit about the family. We don't regret it, but we regret the backlash. Like, they personally don't think they said anything wrong, but they don't like the backlash they've gotten. And now that they want to rejoin the family, they're trying to be careful with what they do. So that's what it is. Let me just get this other card that fell. I don't have my pretty background today because this was like a spur of the moment reading. So I have a green blanket in the background. Harry and Meghan just want to persevere. They want to stay in their marriage. They want it to be long lasting. They're hoping, they have hope that with caution, they can move past any disputes they may have and with the family. And they're hoping to make more money. So this is partially about Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, money. I'm just going to keep it real. How they can make more money. The family is a source of money. Nine of Pentacles, fulfillment. Look at all the pentacles. They're very focused on all sources of money. They overspend beyond their means. And that's what it is. And because they overspend beyond their means, and they didn't just take the money and live the simple private life like they claimed. We want privacy. We want privacy, right? Because they claimed they wanted that, but they really don't, apparently, in my opinion. That is my opinion. They have to find all sources of money to keep up the lifestyle, and the Nine of Pentacles fell on the floor. I don't know why I keep dropping cards today. Let me grab the Nine of Pentacles. Oh my God, don't fall off the chair. New cards are pretty hard to get off the floor. Like, I haven't used this deck so much that they're like, they've got that used feeling. And yeah, they're very new and shiny still. They're very hard to get off of a wood floor. But anyway, so they want pentacles. They want money. They want money. Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. And they're like, let us get back in the family and do the work to get the money, right? Oh, look, I have a troll. Yay, me. Thanks for giving my channel attention. But anyway, so they basically are both very focused on what do we need to say to get back in the family to get money. And we're running out because they live beyond their means. If they really wanted privacy, they could have just taken the money. They could have even lived in a, like a, I don't know, 500K house. This has been my opinion for a long time. Gotten high fences around it. with all the money Harry had, and even paid a lifetime bodyguard to just stand outside the gate and do shifts, night shift, day shift. They could have done that, but they wanted to live up with the Joneses and Montecito. And I don't have a problem with celebrities like wanting to live up to each other, but what's different with Harry and Meghan is they kept saying they wanted privacy. There are celebrities who go off to live in the middle of nowhere, and they may, who knows, they may or may not have a bodyguard, and they've saved that much money because they're living more simply. They could have done that if they really wanted privacy, but I don't think they really want privacy. They want privacy on their terms, still living that way, and so they live beyond their means, in my opinion. Now they need more money. So again, now I'll read from their perspective. That was my opinion. They want to manifest a new beginning. They want this grand turnaround, judgment. But they fear with the devil, especially Meghan fears, Queen of Wands, that's Meghan again. She's coming out a lot in this reading. She fears the new beginning because of William, King of Cups. And if you all watch my William readings, he is always like, I'm not having the BS. That's what always comes out. So, backup, yes, I can do one card for you. If you would like a further reading, I have information on purchasing a reading down below most of my videos. This one I have to add it there. You email naomitarot1199@gmail.com. And that is where you would get a full extended reading. But anyway, so I'm going to finish the Harry and Meghan reading. So basically, they're not really conflicted with each other. They're more conflicted on how to go about getting more money together, and that they would celebrate. And they do want longevity in their marriage still, Four of Wands. I'm not going to say something I don't see. That means staying together, staying married. And Ten of Cups, they want to keep their family together. So again, it's more of this focus on how do we get money from all sources. We want privacy, but not really, in my opinion. Yeah. So backup, one card for backup. One card for backup. What does backup need to know? Just did an exam. Looks like you'll get good news. Ace of Cups. It means if you were hoping to do well, you did. And according to the cards, again, these are entertainment only, but the cards say, looks like you should do well, get good news, and your heart will be swelling with positive reinforcement and news. All right, so let's go to the what do you need to know around Valentine's Day, the rest of February, and then I'm going to be done with the live. If you would like readings like that, but extended, like what I just did, you can always go to my email, naomitarot1199@gmail.com, to order a private reading. I think I might do a live sometime also where you can donate, and I'll do more extended readings live too. But anyways, so it looks like you're going to get some good news. So let's see what's happening for everybody watching the end of February, the last couple weeks of February. Okay, it looks like you're in your feels, Queen of Cups, you're in your feels, and this is at 8:14 we started this reading. And there is a lover that you're thinking about or with, so this is reflecting Valentine's Day. And you're thinking about all of the things you can create with this person, 10 of Pentacles. And maybe there's been a conflict or you felt conflicted about them, 5 of Wands, and you're wishing that you had fulfillment. You're trying to make a decision about this person. Should you stay? Should you go? Is this the right thing for you? Or there's another person in the background you're trying to decide on, like who you want more. And you're just really wanting that soulmate, that wish come true, but you're feeling as time goes by, you're increasingly feeling like you want to just take off and leave, or they want to take off and leave. Page of Wands. Like it's very impulsive, immature energy. Like, and it also doesn't have to be immature. It can also just be impulse, like get me out of here. I need to run. You want stability deep down and love, but there's this feeling of wanting to flee that you can't shake. Either this is about you or them, and it could be because there's a third party that you or they are interested in, and this is just, you're trying to force this into a soulmate, but maybe it is not. Now, if this isn't your story, that's okay, but this is what I'm getting. This is just for everybody who's watching. What should they do about? Okay. It looks like the foundation, you keep building a solid building on a foundation that's crumbling. That's what I'm hearing. So you're trying to build a brick building on a foundation that's weak, and it's going to give out eventually. And you can feel this deep down that you're like pretending everything's okay, 7 of Wands, but you know deep down that you're gonna put yourself into a corner with this, and that in order for justice to prevail, what goes around comes around. Not necessarily like you do this, you get punished. That's not how I interpret karma, but more so like if you keep putting out the energy on the surface that you're okay with things, but deep down you're not, eventually that's going to show and your reality is going to mirror that. So are you truly fulfilled, or is this inner turmoil telling the real story that maybe this person isn't right for you, or maybe you're not right for that person, and you want it to be right because you want to have an ideal, but you don't. You're hoping to have it, but you don't quite have it with this person, but you're like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. What you should do about it is, the Emperor talks about stability, giving yourself time to think over things before making a final decision, judgment. Make sure you're not thinking in illusions of what you hope things are, and look at reality. 4 of Cups. Weigh the sides. It can be hurtful to make decisions to move forward, but sometimes that's what's necessary. But give yourself the time to think about it, hermiting energy. Anything else everybody needs to know for the rest of February? Oh, how about let's do this. Pick a card, 1, 2, or 3. This is the message that you need to know for the rest of February. Message number 1. Message number 1, you need to know that you're going to be acknowledged for something. There's going to be acknowledgement and praise coming your way. So your work is paying off. And, oh, hi, Eleanor. Nice to see you. Have a great day, too. Oh, hi. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, everybody who's here. You're going to receive acknowledgement for something, a job well done, something you did, something very positive. It could be a test. It could be a job. It could be your partner that they just want to acknowledge you and say they care about you. But you're going to receive praise and acknowledgement. Message number 2, 5 of Pentacles talks about a loss of money sometimes. It also can just mean just be careful with your money. This doesn't have to mean like disastrous consequences are going to happen. It just means like be a little cautious with your spending and your money at this time. Maybe you've been self-soothing by shopping. Maybe you've been missing some bills and you do have the money to pay them, but you need to pay them on time. Maybe things have been a struggle. This could indicate a struggle though too. In regards to it, if it has been a struggle, you just got to go back into your brain, logical thinking. It's okay to feel emotions, but don't let the emotions override the situation. Let yourself process the fear, the panic, the anxiety if you do have it, but then rationally decide, okay, what's the first thing I can pay? What's the first thing I can do to try to practically make some money? What can I do logically, point A to point B? Card readings are good, but you have to actually do practical steps, right? That's the emotional, that's the intuition. But the left brain, the practical brain, the masculine brain, which can be in both men and women, just like the feminine brain, what are you going to actually do, point A to point B, to help your situation? Message number, we're on number 3. 4 of Swords. You need to take some time out to rest for the rest of the month. Something is stressing you out. Something has been anxiety producing, or you've just been under a state of anxiety for a long time. This is your signal to get some rest, self-care, time out. You've been pushing yourself too far. It's time to set boundaries and say no. A boundary doesn't even have to be like, no, I don't want to. It can even be, I'll get back to you, and you just take your time getting back to them. There's no right way to do a boundary. It's just different ways of delaying something or saying no. So you can be direct, you could say no, you can also be indirect and say, I'll get back to you, let me think about it. You need to set more boundaries and give yourself some peace, some time out, and some rest. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoy these readings, definitely like, subscribe, and share. The channel is on a good upwards incline now again, when there might have been some stuff being meddled around with my channel for a while. So it's promising to see that now it's doing better, which is great, because I'll leave it at that. But there are things that go on with channels sometimes, which is out of the creator's control because certain things are said. So it's good to see that now that's not happening anymore. So definitely like, subscribe, and share my videos, subscribe to my videos. It's very helpful. because I really enjoy doing this. I have another professional job, so I don't always get on here as consistently as I did in the beginning of my channel when I was just doing this. But I'm trying to get on here more, and I accept requests for private readings if you'd like. You can always email me for inquiries about that. I also have a Facebook page. I have to remember to leave that down below because I have prices listed on there. That's my website at this time. I don't have a general website right now, just the Facebook. But anyways, yeah, and if you enjoy readings like this, there's Patreon as well with many other extra readings and things that I don't say on YouTube about like world events and things going on in the world like that I don't feel comfortable talking about on a public YouTube. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you later. Bye-bye. Thank you.